Okay, this is getting ready for my first run at Bonneville. Didn't know what to expect. What I got was a bumpy and slushy track, and the gearing really didn't work for that track. Well, this is our, we're in the line this morning, it's Wednesday morning, to make our second run. Right now they're doing the record runs, and they'll finish those up. The salt is really, this area is really bad. Got a lot of vehicles stuck. In fact, you can see on the RVs out there stuck. So they shifted it over, just the course over one lane, and now they're moving all your, how do you get into it, over. So it's kind of a big cluster right now. We didn't do very good yesterday. Ran about 7 miles an hour slower than we normally run. 7 to 9 miles an hour slower. We've run 136 before, and yesterday we only ran 127. We calculated we had at least 14 or 15 miles an hour loss from wheel spin. So we stiffened up the suspension today. I'm going to move, or I can move back a little bit, so I changed the seat to the dual seat from the stock Thruxton seat. We made a few other changes to the bike. We lowered the tire pressure in the tires. We changed the gearing. We still had a problem with the gearing. Once you get to about 6,400 RPMs, then 6th gear doesn't like to, it won't pull anything else. So we changed the gearing to lower it just a little bit. Yesterday we were running an 18 front and a 40 rear. Today we're running an 18 front and a 42 rear. So it's a little bit changed, a couple teeth. Hopefully that'll make a little bit of difference. Pull 6th gear just a little bit better. But other than that, we haven't made a whole lot of other changes to the bike. Normally I wouldn't make that many changes, except that we're only going to get about maybe 4 runs in max. Usually we get about 8, so got to take a few chances on making multiple changes at the same time. So we're going to reorient the GoPro so we can see the instruments a little bit better. And the last thing we're going to do here on this one is, after we start the bike, we're going to remove the ABS fuse from the bike in order to, if there is a problem built into the ECU where it's not a speed limiter, but it does affect how fast it allows the bike to go in 6th gear. There's some limitations there. It's not a limiter, but some limitations on the throttle body. So once we start the bike, we'll remove the ABS sensor, which gets the ECU gets a speed from the rear sensor of the ABS unit. So once you take the fuse out, the ECU doesn't know how fast the bike is going. Nor do I, because it won't, it won't be able to see it on the speedometer at all. The speedometer will register 0. We'll try that and see how that works. If that doesn't work, we'll put it back and we'll try something else different. The bike sounded good running. It's just we were spinning the wheels. Yesterday there was, I think, 4 bikes that did lost control out there, and right off the get-go. Then I think 3 cars did spins. This morning on this new track, which is supposed to be better, one of the record bikes also did a spin out. I mean, they fell over, and I think we had a car spin out already. So if there's a change in the tracks, it's not a big change. So I don't know. We certainly can try to do better than a 127. That's unacceptable. So the bike, we checked the plugs. It looks like the mixture's actually pretty good. So we do have some other mixtures we can run with the bike. We've done a couple of them taking out fuel, about 2% and 4% of fuel. But so far, didn't look like and didn't feel like the bike was running rich was a problem. The bike was pretty sharp, but I did see on the speedometer too that when it hit the spin, it spin up. Of course, the rear wheel's spinning. It spin up a little bit, 3, 4, 5 miles an hour and come back down. And you can see the RPMs, they would go up real high and then come back down. So here the guys just waiting. We've got 6 people on the crew, but right now we're going to lose 3 because today was the day we're supposed to go back, because we didn't get to run on. We didn't get any runs on Saturday. That's one run we missed. We missed 2 on Sunday, missed 2 on Monday, and yesterday we only got 1. So usually I get 2 runs every regular day, 1 on Saturday. But we're not going to be. Hopefully today we're going to get 2 runs. We're going to try to get our support vehicle back in line once we make a run. So, well, today's Wednesday. I'm in line to make my second run, and I actually have been in this vehicle for 7 hours today. They're only running 2 courses, and I'm not unable to run on the other course because it's only a 1 mile course, and I need to run probably 3 miles, but at least 2, and they're not allowing us to do that. So the line is moving so slow with this, and the wind's starting to pick up. I don't know if you can see the flag, but our luck is that we'll get up there to the front there. We still got plenty of time. It's only like 1:41. We're supposed to run to 7, but yesterday they closed the course at about 3:45, maybe about 3 maybe. And then what they did over here today was they have 3 adjacent courses groomed. So what they did is moved it over 1 from where they had yesterday, and they're thinking they'll use the 3rd one on Friday, but I don't know there's going to be anybody going to be here on Friday. There are a lot of people who have been here since Thursday, and today's Wednesday, and have not made a run yet. And tempers are getting a little short, and people are getting a little pissed off, and it's not going to take much because people make mistakes out there. They get out there. One guy went about 6 feet and it popped the parachute. And there's been people that stop in the middle of the course, which requires a lot of time. People will stop on when they're pulling out. They won't get all the way over. Been a lot of spins, a lot of been some bikes over, but it's getting. I'm close to seeing the red over there is the start-finish line. So this is about as close as I've been in a while. I came and did a run on the first run. I was actually the second person to make a run at this meet. So, but I had us camp out at 9 p.m. and wait until 8 o'clock in the morning to do that. So this is in line. What I've done this time is I put our second vehicle back in line behind me to hold a place for me. So when I get through with a run today, that if I get a run today, that what we'll do is we'll take this vehicle and put it back in line where my whole placeholder vehicle is. Then we'll take the placeholder vehicle and take it back to the hotel tonight. Oh well. Well, right now I'm showing you getting ready to go out on my second run. It's late in the afternoon.
Jerry from Zero is beating
7,093 feet.
around and hanging out and doing what he can, but after sure, pumps and drives and stuff like that. He's leaving. Thanks again, Jerry. Thank you for the swag.
Did make some changes. Changed my leathers to a little bit lighter set of leathers. Also, I can get down a little bit farther, and hopefully that'll help.
The classic lone gas pulser. Current record is 224.331 set by Mr. Parks. Miller, Lufkin, Carr, and Parks entry. 9-0, Mike, radio check. Down and clear. West speed, 43720, 143.061, Bonneville, 147.36, 380. We got to the tree. Things to go. 147.350, steady as she goes.
Kind of get the idea of all the noise and background noise going on here. There's always a lot of noise, so we're making a run right next to you, so you have to really concentrate on what you're doing, make sure you keep your bike ready.
And full my speed in and out to connect the front. Final mile, 156.555, program number 3720.
We've just taken out the ABS fuse on the bike. Because we have a lot of trouble getting the seat back on. Don't want to put too much attention to it. Little fishes in there.
On mile 3 and 156.55 on mile 4 for car 3720. All things to go. Successfully routed to the end of the racetrack. All those 20s.
Right here I made a mistake and had the bike started. I was on the bike and went up to the line. They quickly told me that I couldn't be on the bike at the same time I was running, so I had to push it up there.
Moving the course tonight. Try again. Find some better salt for us. 490 short. Was that what I just heard, Ron?
If you look at the flags to the right hand side, you can see that the wind's blowing pretty heavy. It's a really big crosswind. I think that the second round was about 7 miles an hour east southeast.
Team and also Tuckman. Clinton Fuller, the handlebars. Working on a 169 mile per hour class record. 7490. Nitromethane Ducati.
The guy to my left just took off and he almost killed it, so you can see bike, you can hear the bike sputtering and spinning to get it going, but he finally did get it going enough to make it down the course, which is good.
This next motorcycle is owned by Quentin
44 miles an hour,
who is the driver.
4 miles an hour. So we'll get ready
And
to
he is from
go to
Waukegan City, Arizona.
set 3, gun 3.
This is a 2003 Ducati with a...
Well, it's about 7:11 in the morning. We're lined up on course number 1. The record qualifiers are heading down our way, and they're going to line up. Then right after they line up, we'll line up behind them. I think there's about 8 to 10 of those guys. So we probably won't get to run till 8:30 or 9. And I think this will probably be the last run. Hopefully we'll do well. We didn't make any changes after yesterday's afternoon. That was an improvement from where we've been previously, about 4 miles an hour. And considering the density, the altitude was, very high yesterday. I think it was over 7,093 feet with a temperature about between 90 and 91 degrees Fahrenheit, and we had a gusting wind from the east, about 7 miles an hour crosswind. So we did pretty well with that. We're going to try the same setup today. The course is doing a new course, but we don't know if it's all of them are slick.
On run 3, what we're going to do is going to approach it a little bit differently. We're going to approach it, we're going to go after it really hard to get up in 6th gear as fast as we possibly can. So we have to put those RPMs up high so we can run. And if we hit the bumps and spins, or we hit the soft spots, then we can use the track to slow the wheel speed down instead of approaching it like we did in the first 2 runs, just gradually, which didn't seem to work very well. Up until this point, I've been shifting about 7,000 RPMs, but you can hear the bike. Here it going to 7.5, 7.6, almost up to 8,000 RPMs. It's really good. About this time, I'm burying my head just a little bit, and I bump the GoPro and knock it off to the side so you're unable to see the RPMs. However, the RPMs, I was running well over 7,200 RPMs on the bike. Normally, it RPM rev limiter cuts in, but not today. At the point when I got to the 2 mile, I knew I had a really good run because I was going faster at the 2 mile today than I did at the 3 mile yesterday. So I just kept keeping my head down. Bumps in the track and slushy parts of the track cause the wheels RPMs up, wheels spin, RPMs to go up. So I was trying to get non-tracks and use a track to slow the wheel spin down. That's why I got the RPMs up early. Yeah, I touched upon, I hit average of 139, but we touched 140 a couple times, you can see. So I want to say a special thanks to my crew that helped support me out there, and to Peter from Meerkat for the Meerkat X-Pipe and mufflers, which sounded great and ran great the whole time I was out there. That was the only thing I did consider changing. Thank you, Peter.